Unusual facts about everyday items. Hello, and thank you for stopping by our channel, Weird World Facts, where we bring you the most interesting, weird, and awe-inspiring information from around the world. Have you ever stopped to think about the everyday items you use in your life? Well, in this video, we're going to explore some unusual facts about everyday items that you might not know. So, buckle up and get ready to learn something new. The accidental invention of microwave oven. The microwave oven has become an essential part of modern-day kitchens. But did you know that this appliance owes its existence to a happy accident? In 1945, Percy Spencer, an engineer working for the Raytheon Corporation, was testing a magnetron, a device that emits microwaves, for use in radar systems during World War II. While he was working, he noticed something unusual. A candy bar in his pocket had started to melt. Spencer was intrigued by this unexpected phenomenon and decided to investigate further. He placed some popcorn kernels in front of the magnetron and waited, curious to see what would happen. To his amazement, the popcorn kernels started to pop, and he realized that the microwaves had cooked them. This was the light bulb moment that led to the creation of the first microwave oven. Spencer continued to experiment with the magnetron, trying out different foods like eggs and potatoes, and he found that they too could be cooked using microwaves. The Raytheon Corporation recognized the potential of this discovery and filed for a patent on the first microwave oven, which they called the Radarange. The first microwave oven was large, expensive, and used mainly in commercial kitchens. However, over time, the technology improved, and the size and cost of the microwave decreased, making it accessible to everyday households. Today, the microwave oven is a staple in almost every kitchen worldwide, and we have Percy Spencer's accidental discovery to thank for this amazing invention. Refrigerators, from ice to electricity. When we think of modern refrigerators, we often picture sleek, stainless steel appliances with built-in ice makers and water dispensers. But did you know that the very first refrigerator was invented over 200 years ago, in 1803, by an American inventor named Thomas More? Moore's invention was called the icebox, and as the name suggests, it used ice to keep food cool. The ice was stored in a compartment at the top of the box, while food and drinks were kept in the lower compartments. While primitive by today's standards, this was a revolutionary invention at the time, as it allowed people to preserve perishable items for longer periods of time. However, it wasn't until the 1920s that the first electric refrigerators were introduced, marking a major advancement in refrigeration technology. These early models were often large and expensive, and only the wealthiest households could afford them. But over time, improvements in technology and manufacturing processes led to more affordable and accessible refrigerators, and they quickly became a common fixture in homes around the world. The humble toothpick. It's one of those everyday items that we often take for granted. But did you know that its history is actually quite fascinating? Back in the day, before plastic toothpicks were a thing, people got creative with their oral hygiene tools. Some used twigs or small sticks, while others used quills. That's right, quills like the ones you might find on a feather. It's hard to imagine now, but in ancient times, people were resourceful with what they had. They didn't have the luxury of strolling down to the nearest drugstore to pick up a pack of plastic toothpicks. Instead, they used what nature provided them with. As time passed, toothpick makers began to experiment with different materials. Ivory, bone, and wood all became popular options. Can you imagine using an ivory toothpick to clean your teeth? It's definitely a far cry from the plastic ones we use today. But despite the changes in materials, the humble toothpick remained a staple in oral hygiene for centuries. It just goes to show that sometimes the simplest tools can be the most effective. And who knows, maybe one day we'll be using toothpicks made from materials we haven't even thought of yet. A clean revolution. When we think of household appliances, washing machines are probably one of the first things that come to mind. But have you ever wondered how the very first washing machine came to be? Let me tell you the fascinating story. Back in 1851, a man named James King was tired of the back-breaking labor of hand-washing clothes. So he set out to invent a machine that could do the job for him. He crafted a wooden box with a hand-turned paddle inside that would agitate the clothes and loosen the dirt. It was a simple yet ingenious invention that would change the way we wash clothes forever. At first, the machine was operated by hand and required a great deal of effort to get the clothes clean. But it was still a vast improvement over the traditional method of washing clothes. It didn't take long for the design to catch on, and soon, similar machines were popping up all over the place. Fast forward to 1908, and a man named Alva J. Fisher took washing machine technology to the next level by inventing the first electric washing machine. This made the washing process even more effortless, and people could get their laundry done in a fraction of the time it took before. The light bulb, an invention that we take for granted every single day. But did you know that the history of this everyday item is filled with fascinating twists and turns? It all started back in 1879 when the legendary inventor, Thomas Edison, unveiled the first practical incandescent light bulb. This groundbreaking invention changed the world forever and ushered in a new era of illumination. But little did Edison know that his invention was just the beginning of an incredible journey. Fast forward to 1924, and a team of brilliant scientists, Edmund Germer, Friedrich Meyer, and Hans Spanner, made a groundbreaking discovery that would revolutionize the world of lighting once again. They invented the first fluorescent light. Unlike the traditional incandescent bulb, which relied on a filament to produce light, the fluorescent bulb used a different method. Inside the bulb, there is a gas that, when electrified, emits ultraviolet light. This ultraviolet light then interacts with a phosphorescent coating on the inside of the bulb, creating visible light. The fluorescent light was a game changer. It was more energy efficient than incandescent bulbs, produced less heat, and lasted much longer. But it wasn't just a practical invention. It also had a profound impact on the world of art and design. Suddenly, people could experiment with new lighting techniques and colors that were never before possible. Blender. From soda fountain to home kitchen. You might think that this kitchen appliance has been around forever. But did you know that the first blender was actually invented less than 100 years ago? And it wasn't even designed for home use. It was created to make soda fountain drinks. The year was 1922, and a man named Stephen J. Poplawski had a problem. He was the owner of a soda fountain shop in Wisconsin, and he was tired of the manual labor required to make milkshakes and other frothy beverages. So being the ingenious inventor that he was, Poplawski decided to create a machine that could do the work for him. The result was the world's first blender, a contraption that used a spinning blade to mix ingredients together. It wasn't exactly like the blenders we have today. It was actually made of a tall, narrow container with a motor at the base. But it was the beginning of a new era in food preparation. Despite the blender's usefulness in Poplawski's soda fountain shop, it wasn't until the 1930s that it became popular for home use. This was thanks in part to the rise of electric motors, which made the blender more efficient and less cumbersome to use. As home kitchens became more modernized, the blender became a staple appliance, used for everything from smoothies to soups to sauces. So those were some more unusual facts about everyday items that you might not have known. Did any of this surprise you? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content.